Hi there, welcome to Artful Freedom. Today we're talking about what is it like being an artist? Let me ask you, do you feel like your life is all about you try to organize it, you split things out, then it becomes all messy, then you try to reorganize it, then you're happy, then there's an organization, and then there's infinity, even within the mess, you see it come clear, but then you have to reorder and restructure it, and it's a continuous going flow of our lives. And that's how my art is about. So there's division, I organize, I paint with it, I make a big mess, then I reorganize it, and there's layers and layers of layers because that's how life is. So my artwork is a complete representation of our life, or my life at least. What was my life as a child? Well, let me give you a little bit of peekaboo about it, okay? So I want you to imagine I was deaf. I couldn't hear. They only found out later on in life that I needed surgeries and I couldn't hear. So I imagine I was a weird child. I have a lot of great memories about it. Some funny, some not so funny, okay? But one of the things is, I think it was a way to communicate. So I painted walls. I was the best cutter in kindergarten. I leftover mashed potatoes couldn't just be thrown out or put in the fridge. I would make sculptures out of it. You sat me at a table, I would start creating composition either with the objects around me, a piece of paper, or a napkin. And still today, and my son will tell you that I'm always writing on napkins, I'm always writing on something. I need to use my hand to communicate, to verbalize, a way to memorize, as a way to understand. And I'm always in composition mode, in creating mode. It's just part of who I am. I absolutely love colors. Colors are so important to me. Texture, you need to feel the different layers, and I'll explain why. But you have to remember, I'm a pianist. So the way I create my artwork also has a big influence of me playing the piano for a long time. I studied the conservatory of music in piano. So you play with the right hand and you play with the left hand. You have a melody in your left hand and you have a melody in the right hand. So I did divide the artwork, and I have one melody going one way and I have another melody going the other way. So I say that I knit the paint onto my canvas to create a symphony of colors, of symbol, and of textures. So they can speak to you depending on what's the reason I'm doing that artwork at that moment. But most of my artwork is to uplift, to help people get to where they want to go in their life. I really want, for me, painting artwork is the feeling, it's a vibration with mix in with other things depending on what's going on. So if I'm an artist, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a mom, how I homeschool, how do I make it all work? Well, it's like everything else. It's like my art. It's like trying to balance it. And that's isn't that what we all do? So most of us, some it's a little easier than other, but it is organization. It is making a plan, making it work. My time is very valuable, and I I'm always a creating. So either creating in business. Right now, I'm actually creating a little bit less than I normally do because I'm creating another project. We're renovating our house. So it's a little bit on hold. And a lot of artists do that. They put it on hold a little bit because something else is happening. But then we come back to it. And then it's going to make a change. It's going to influence our artwork. So it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you're always creating. So we have different mediums in our life. And right now, my medium is my business and my art, my business and my kids, because my kids won't always be there in my life. So I get to homeschool. I get to give them the choices. I get to be part of their life, and I am choosing that. And after that, then I get to reconcentrate. a little bit heavier on my artwork and my business only, because by that time, I should get enough residual also from my business to be able to create what I really, really want to do. So I will always continue doing my business because I absolutely love it. It fulfills me in a different way than my art does it. My art, you're alone in your studio and you're working, and it's important in this bubble, and that's one side of me. But I have another side of me that I need people. That's why I was in the restaurant business, and I love the restaurant business because you get to work for people, you get to be, but now I get to uplift and help people, empower them in their life. And I get to do that with my art because that's what my art is about. It's about seeing yourself in my artwork, uplifting you, giving you reminders for what you are up to in life. But then my art, my business is I get to help others create success for themselves. So my art does that too. They just do it in two different mediums, and I absolutely love it. But my business fulfills me working with people directly, not just like on this I do commission, but I only talk to them a little bit. But then I get to continuous be in people's life, and that I absolutely love. So in university, I was told that I couldn't be an artist, a professional artist, and be a mother. And I listened to them because I thought they knew better than me. But as I grew older, I realized that if I wouldn't have kids, I wouldn't feel fulfilled. And who were they to know? Like, why wouldn't I be able to be the first? Now, I'm not the first, there's other people, but that was my way of thinking. Why wouldn't I be able to? Today, I understand that it is a little bit harder to be an artist. And I understand why, because you have to wrap yourself up completely in it. I understand why they say it. But there's another aspect of it. Uh, Having kids makes you focus better in another sense. So I still believe I understand where they come from, but also there's still another part of the coin that changes you as a woman. And I believe that having kids is not necessarily something that takes away from your art, but that can change it or put it differently, create a different life as an artist. There's a romance idea as an artist that people think that you have to die for your art and you have to live on the street and you have to commit to whatever lifestyle you have, and that's a true artist. Well, that's baloney. That is really baloney. That doesn't make you a better artist. The idea of the romance of it is just a romance of it. It's not art, just like everything else. You want to be great at your artwork. You want to give to other people so they feel something, and you want to, depending on the artist, what's the reason behind why they create. But at the end, it's a business, just like everything else. And a lot of people don't like saying that, but you know what? Name me any successful artist, they are business people too. As you guys know, I'm all about living a fully self-expressed life, being a happy, going for your passion, and really living in your dreams and your goals in life. And so many people don't. I find that as such a big percentage of people out there are just living to survive. So we don't want to live to survive. We really want to live in this beautiful life that we get to create. Now, live in your passion, that's part of it. So stay, for me, my art is my passion. Helping people is my passion. So I'm not going to deny one for the other. I'm going to create both of them together. Why should I make any choices? I think I am strong enough and powerful enough and confident enough to be able to do things spontaneously together. I know I'm a hard worker. I know that I'm very passionate and that I can do both, and I will create both, and I will help others be able to do that for themselves too.